Hey, it's a Scotch Test Dummies on Whiskey Wednesday.
Yes.
Love my job.
Love it.
Jefferson's Reserve Groth Finish.
Which means, now, when you purchased this and let me try it, I was like, what is the Groth? I didn't know what the Groth was.
I didn't either when I first heard it.
Okay.
I am not a wine person.
Right.
Groth is a well-known vineyard with an award-winning Cabernet Sauvignon.
Very cool. So they've actually aged this in a cask or something?
Yes. Yep. Actually, from the Groth Vineyard that had been used to make Cabernet Sauvignon.
Very nice. Yeah, extra matured in French oak casks, which previously held Groth Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yep. So now, though, it makes me want to go buy the Groth Cabernet Sauvignon and try it.
You think, well, that would be curious. We do have a port wine that we want to try at some point in time.
Yeah.
But, just to see if you could pick out any of the notes, kind of, is what you're saying? Or
yeah, just to see what it's like and taste it. My wife does like, red wines.
Right.
So I like to get it and try it. And occasionally I have a little bit. Whiskey Fabric, by the way, if you don't know what it is, go watch the Balvenie Tune 1509 video. We talked about Whiskey Fabric, what it is. Yeah, we got Scotch Troopers glasses. There's more to it. Go check it out.
Go watch that, definitely. And please subscribe while you're at it so that you can learn more about the greater Whiskey Fabric.
That's right.
All right. On the nose, it's funny. I got it in my notes, and it's still there. I get like red hots. It's probably a little bit of cinnamon, but I get a sweetness with it, so it took me back to red hots.
I do not get red hots, Sam I am.
Do you get a cinnamon at all?
I don't have a cinnamon in my notes at all. And actually, I tasted this a few times, and the very last time that I tasted it, I actually could smell the red wine for the first time. I hadn't gotten it before. But the third time that I sat down with it, I was actually able to smell that Cabernet Sauvignon. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right.
I think you have it right. Sounds very impressive to me. Is there any rye in this at all?
No.
All right, because I got kind of a spicy hint on my taste, and that it was real up front, which is kind of what a rye does when I have a rye. I'm not saying I get that rye, but usually when I get that spicy burst right in the front, I get that with a lot of rye whiskeys. And it was right there, right in my face right away. But then I get a sweet cinnamon, and again, I get this with a lot of bourbons, but that what I call the brown sugar sweetness that kind of comes through.
Yeah.
What do you get on that?
My nose, like I said, I got the red wine. I get a bourbon scent to it. I get notes of sherry, similar to the sherry scotches that I like. The plums, the raisins, probably from the red wine. And the color of it, to me, is awesome. And I don't know if they've added any color in it, or if this is simply from the Cabernet casks. But did you move into your tasting? You did with the rye.
Sorry, yeah, I've been blown right in. I apologize. I should break a little bit for you.
To me, this has an excellent taste. It's not a real strong bourbon taste. It's almost a great in between a bourbon and a Scotch. I get those sherry notes. I got elderberries, the oak. I get a spiciness. Could be the same as the rye that you're getting, and then just a tad of the bourbon coming through, and that same sugar taste that you're getting.
It's 45% ABV, or 90.2 proof. When I put the water in, for me, it tames it down considerably or perfectly. It has this a smooth, subtle transition, and it feels more malty to me after I put a little water in there, after I placed a drop of water in there. So it moves it into that malty deal, which is that kind of what you're referencing when you're saying it feels like it's has some similarities to Scotch?
Yeah.
Because I don't feel it's Scotchish, but that maltiness does give me a reminiscence of that.
Yeah. What do you got for your score?
You know, I've got it at 88, and it could be an 89 because it is very pleasant. It's smooth and it's subtle, and I love it. I definitely like the water added to it. Okay, there you go. We're getting
That's
pretty
where I had
close.
it, 89.
So,
So
88 for me, but it could have slid up
Mhm.
just like that.
Close. Jefferson's Groth, Cabernet Sauvignon finish.
Sauvignon.
Now, real quick, a note on Jefferson's. They source their spirit,
Mhm.
and then they do their own caskings, their own bottlings, and they've come up with a few different ones. There's the Jefferson's Presidential Reserve. There's the
Ocean.
They've got a rye, the Ocean. So
Yeah.
we've got a few to try. This is our first Jefferson's,
Yeah,
and
very
the
pleasant.
Manhattan, which we have.
I haven't tried that yet. That's like the pre-blended cocktail thing.
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
know. I'm suspicious of that, but I haven't had it yet. So subscribe. See what we end up saying about that. The pre-done cocktail in a bottle.
Yep.
I don't know. You've had it. I haven't. We'll try it out. Please subscribe and don't forget to Scotch it, you Scotch gods.
That's right. Cilantro.
Dummies.